The wave, Murray's. Wave, Murray's. Does she wanna ride the wave, Murray's? Wave, Murray's. Does she wanna ride the wave, Murray's? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome to the Hard Pause Podcast, Mother's Day edition. Quarter TV and a few of the folks won't be showing up today. They're spending time with the important women in their life, their moms, their grandmoms, and other things of that nature. Some may pop up in here eventually on this episode, but it's all open. I'm the only one that's living the Dolo life. I don't have, my mom passed away a number of years ago, but I like to wish all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day. And I hope everyone's enjoying time with family and things of that nature. Hold up, let's see. I actually popped this bitch on before. If everyone wonder why I'm looking weird, I got the Abraham Lincoln stash going. I was doing something with my clipper and I fucked up my mustache. There's hair there, but it's just mostly low and white. So I got the old 1800s bearded special going on. I'm gonna clean it up a little later when I get a chance. When I get a chance, I'm gonna go and clean this up, shape it up, clean up the cheeks and shit. I didn't have time to do it before this podcast, but I won't be looking so 1890-ish once I decide to fix that. What up? As usual, any of the music I'm playing in the background, the links are in the description. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and select that link and go and check these brothers out. We got Mark Matthew. This song actually is featuring Shawn Silver and Mark Matthew. Murray's. It's one of my favorite songs by them. Hold on, let me sip. She got me all in her memory. I'm with it, I'm feeling her energy. I don't know what's gotten into me. Sipping, I became a savage. If I want it, gotta have it. Popping rubbers like elastic. Bad John, she a magnet. Well, go ahead and give these brothers some spins on Spotify. All the links for the Spotify's are in the description on Facebook and YouTube. Can do those links on Twitch. So you go ahead and follow me on YouTube and Facebook, and you can check these folks out. Also, if you're coming into the broadcast, do us a favor and hit those interaction buttons. Hit the like, dislike, smile, whatever the hell you got to hit. Those are free and those show support, and at least we know you're engaging with the podcast. Those are appreciated. If you're coming in on Twitch, gifts are appreciated but not expected. I appreciate any biddies anytime you subscribe or you look out for your boy. Because on Twitch, the subscriptions are paid. On YouTube, they're not. But you can do membership. But I'm not monetized on YouTube. But you can go to Quarter TV. Quarter TV is monetized. You can subscribe to his channel. And you also can give him some spins over there. Hit him with some likes and some views. Quarter TV actually puts up content regularly throughout the week. So please and thank you. Go check that out. I had some situations I did want to look at. Had some videos prep. Take the look. Now, what we got going on? Actually, I was trying to play this one of my other favorite songs, the Vietnam Trap. This is a Mark Matthew with Niche Oskama. This is one of my favorite songs as well.
You put your life on the line to save someone else's. Never selfish, outnumber. God help us. Only backup you got is them assault rifles. Gotta die snipers running back to the helicopter. Got no time to think about stress. The enemy doesn't care about death. They suicidal. Now you gotta shoot your way out the forest. They come up with AKs and they swarming. Not your average war story. Soldiers, rooftops, 4 stories. Wasn't for camouflage, they would have saw me. Now I'm back on foreign soil following orders. With the laws is different, you can't hire a lawyer. High-ranking officials approve the Blaq operation. If it go bad,
oh shit! I'm about to play this song. I'm about to play this video. It's Mark Matthew featuring Sauce. Deja Vu. I don't think we've ever played this on the pod.
And they use torture tactics all across the region. Helicopter about to drop us off. Do your last weapon check. When we hit the ground,
all right, here we go.
Don't ever second guess. Advance through the jungle with night vision goggles.
Let me set up my presentation. Usually I have this prep. We're going to be sharing meeting notifications.
You know I got the right stab with the pocket. Sometimes you gotta stop and fight.
There we go.
And the contact determines whether if you go or leave in the body bag. Target in sight.
Yeah, this is another one. Mark Matthew featuring Sauce. I've seen this video before, but I don't think we've ever played it on the pod. We got to start playing more of the fans' videos.
And then when Escobar visual.
Smoke Low Entertainment, baby. The family that party too hard. The titled album. Oh, that's actually Carl's book, our other cousin's book. You got to check that shit out too.
Every time I look at you, it's like a nigga seen you before. Girl, I'm having deja vu. I'm having deja vu. Every time I look at you, it's like a nigga seen you before. Like a nigga seen you before. Like a nigga seen you before. Girl, I'm having deja vu. I'm having deja vu. Every time I look at you, it's like a nigga seen you before. Had to squint my eyes. I swear you look familiar. But the way I said, could've put a hole in your head, those looks could kill you. Would you at work? I ain't even trying to come across as a flirt. Put a smooth skin and a sexy ass skirt. And the way we lock eyes, think you notice me first. Where I know you from is a question.
Yo, what's up, Miss Irish?
Was it back in the day when we both had a license?
Get the Paso Chris Chaos. Much love. I'm sorry, I was looking. How long did it come in? 39? Oh, that was a couple minutes ago. I'm sorry I missed you. The comments. I was looking at the other screen. On the live too. I need a freak. What's up, bro? What's poppin'? Chris Chaos and Miss Iris. Miss Iris. Happy Mother's Day. This is Mark Matthew and TheSauce, my cousins. They both feature on the podcast, and then also Sauce hosts the Lost in the Sauce podcast.
I'ma shoot a shot like a loaded gun. She on that around with the beefy buns. She gon' be the one, let me show you some. What you want, commitment? Converse over coffee. I just wanna slip my dick in. Waited to just slip up, not what I intended. I want more than a friendship in this. Trying to figure out if she single. When I'm just happy for the first get domingo. I'm an A-stand nigga, check a lingo. Shorty gave it up now, bingo. Girl, I'm having deja vu. I'm having deja vu. Every time I look at you, it's like a nigga see you before.
You. Hey, you rolled in just as your video playing.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, I literally just got that neck tattoo, so it was glistening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that neck tattoo was glistening, man.
I think this may be the first time I've seen this.
Really?
I think so. I was looking at y'all, John. Hello, Carl, my nigga.
Yeah, that was like
3 years ago. Y'all uploaded
COVID, it. Bro. COVID like a mug, bro.
Yo, that's fire.
Man, I missed it, man.
There'll be plenty more times we gonna play. Absolutely. We're gonna play because Terrell wanted to start featuring. My bad. Terrell wanted to start featuring more of the videos of the fam.
Right.
He said he's surprised we ain't done it more often. And I told him, I said, yeah, I'm surprised we ain't done that more often and shit. That we haven't played the family videos because y'all got videos. Y'all been putting in that work for years.
First and foremost, that's the correction, because that was like my first video, like ever. Like we're not, outside of Connecticut hitting stars back in early 2000, but like that was like my first music video. Now Mark Matthew got a whole collection of videos. Yeah, he has a. You could do a damn tribute performance montage. He has a lot of videos over the years. So that's Mark Matthew. That was my first feature.
Yeah, but you've done a lot of music work for different artists. So I'm sure there's a rack of videos with your beats on them.
No, absolutely. See, that's different. See, you may not see my face, but my music is out there. I'm just not in the video.
Because we always talk about that. That's one of the reasons Terrell always brings this up when we chit chat. Because we'll be sitting and while we talking in the background, we'll be just playing. Because I made a Hard Pause podcast playlist, and I threw all Shawn's, all Fatty's music in there. So while we're streaming in the background, y'all music will be playing. And then Terrell said all of a sudden he'll hear something that sounds like hip hop. Then all of a sudden hear something sound poppy. Then hear something sound rock. And he was like, yo, we got an eclectic ass family, dog.
Yeah, listen, one of my favorite artists in the family is it may sound biased, but it really isn't. It's Shawn Silver, like my little brother. Yep. He's been like my favorite artist for a long time. Even though it was rapping, he was one of my favorite rappers when he was doing his rapping. And then when he switched over R&B, he became my favorite R&B guy because his writing ability is so creative.
I could tell you, like, I thought when I heard one song by Shawn, and it was a song that it wasn't really rappy, but it was something. I was like, oh, this song actually sounds really good. It's like, this is a really good song. And then all of a sudden I started listening to his other music. I was like, holy shit. This thing is all
it's so versatile, man. When you talk about someone who writes whatever mood he in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you do think too, Shawn grew up in this shit. So although y'all dudes was hustling and grinding and creating.
He was right there though.
Creative atmosphere.
Right. I didn't notice that because when we was going to the studio, when you was Newfield Blaq and we was doing the inaugural album, and we talking like literally 2000, 99, 2000.
Yeah.
And I'm 16 years old. Shawn's 12.
And
he's in the car with us, me and Chuck, and we got the big reels, and we was going to the studio, Carriage House in Stanford, and we was carrying the reels and recording the album. Shawn literally was right there the whole time. And I didn't realize it, and then he started using music, and we surprised, like, yo, this shit hot.
Where this came from?
He was with us the whole time. Right, he was with us the whole time, man.
Yo,
he was a fly on the wall.
This story I probably never told you is one day I was sitting at Alice's house on Carroll Avenue, right? And you was little as shit. And there was this little fucking Casio keyboard and shit. And and all of a sudden we noticed this little nigga starts playing commercials off the TV on the Casio keyboard by ear. It was like, yo, shit. I remember that shit. You just started like tinkering around and you was just fucking around. And you was little, dude.
I was 10 years old. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you who put me up to it. I remember that was Matthew and Shoob's keyboard.
Okay.
And I was trying to get on it, but they were like, little kids, we breaking shit. Mm-hmm. They were like, don't touch it. And I was trying to, and it was the Coca-Cola commercial.
Mm-hmm.
The always Coca-Cola. And I played it on a keyboard and nobody wanted to hear it. Like, yo, leave it alone. So one day I played it and Dave heard it. Mm-hmm. He sat me in front of BET when he was playing video. He was like, yo, just play. And I would play all the songs. So it was really Dave that put me up to, by the time the video was over, I was playing the song. So blame Dave for that. He made me do that.
He gets that credit being a mentoring uncle.
Right. Yeah. But we was trying to follow all you dudes, man.
Yo, but shoot.
We was trying to do everything y'all did.
Yeah, y'all did it. Like I remember when y'all started playing, and what used to freak me out too was Chuck's ability to do R&B and him not being a classically trained musician, and he just had that ear.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, when I tell you, he only made beats, because matter of fact, I had your brother on the podcast. I'm glad I'm on yours, because I got something to tell you, brother. I got something to tell you. When I had Quarter Water on the Lostin Sauce podcast, and I explained
Lost
to
in the
him.
Sauce is in the link. Please click the description.
Yes,
Go ahead and
thank
give
you.
it
And
links.
father, the only reason why me and Chuck make beats.
Mm.
He's the only reason, because he was the only person that showed us how. He's the only person. I don't know. Back in the day, niggas was hating or something, but no one wanted to show us the ropes. Your father put me on to a workstation back then. He literally taught me how to quantize. He taught me how to make a beat. He actually helped me make my first beat officially. And me, Mark Matthew, Chuck, Dave, we was all there. And my mom bought a workstation for us. And your father schooled me. And I was so frustrated that Chuck said, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do this with you. And that's how me and Chuck became a duo, because I was frustrated and your father showed us how to work it.
Yo, because y'all was doing it. Like, I think my pops, when I mentioned, because I listened to, by the way, I listened to that podcast with, actually, I listen to most of them. I don't think there's very few that I haven't made it through yet.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I need the support. I need the views, man. I need the views, man.
When I talked to Pops about it, he said y'all was kind of already doing beats, but really complicated, like trying to
extremely.
Yeah.
Dude, we was making beats off of a cassette player, a Yamaha, and a broken headphone we used as a microphone to record. And we had 2 tapes. And you know how you used to stuff the little holes at the top of the tape so we could record over it.
Record over the
and
tape.
We would keep flipping and layering it that way. And your father said, "You make beats how?"
That's the way they made it in the early 1900s.
Yeah, we was definitely on some old school stuff, man. So your father's the reason why we was able. He made producing. He made us all level producing because it wasn't as complicated as we made it. Because we was doing it on our own. And your father, let me show you how to do this, man.
And he learned the hard way over years. He learned to play by ear. He learned to do it.
But looked out for us though.
Yeah. But because Pops, like Terrell pointed out, no matter what they say about him, he's never really a selfish nigga. He tries to give his knowledge and teach everyone.
If he can impart knowledge to someone and it can help you, he's like, here you go.
Facts.
He's the opposite of gatekeeping. The opposite of gatekeeping. He keeps the door open. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I always appreciate him for that.
Yeah, I try to like emulate that too with young bucks, because I always try to mentor young men, and especially if I know they're in a situation where they don't have anyone giving them the knowledge and pushing them in the right direction. So I've always been like that, because I know when I was young, I had family, but I was going down the wrong road for a hot second. Hot second.
You was loud.
Yeah, but I still wasn't comfortable with it because my mom and was such a strong influence in my life. So I never was comfortable in the streets. I never could stay there. That's why I didn't spend a long time.
Listen, I'm gonna one up you real quick. I was worse than you as far as I wasn't cut out for it. I was in the gang for 2 days, man. In the 4th grade, couldn't do it. I sucked at it, man. I tried. I really tried my hardest, bro. I sucked at it. I was in the gang for 2 days. I couldn't steal a bike right. I fell off of it when I stole it. Someone said, "Hey, I fell off the bike." I sucked at being gangster, nigga.
My thing which kept me out the streets too, because you ain't got no Better Business Bureau. If someone fucks you up, you got to fuck them up. Or someone fucks you over out of money, you got to fuck them up. There's no Better Business Bureau. Listen, I was selling this individual
there's no Yelp,
and he never gave me my monetary compensation.
There's no, can I speak to your manager? There's no Yelp reviews. There's nothing. Dude, I sold drugs for like a day and got beat and said, I can't do this. Yo, I suck at being in the streets. Well, I grew up in it, but being part of it and getting it out the mud and I suck, bro. I tried though. It wasn't like a trying.
Well, here's what I said. One of the things that makes me feel better about the situation, when I was over there in Newfield Ave and they had the older niggas in the gang and they was out there, they always considered me a good nigga, a dude that's gonna do something else. So they was telling him, he's not a street dude. Him, my boy Jack, shout out to Jack.
Yep.
My boy Jack, they knew we wasn't gonna be like out there on the corner. We wasn't corner boys. We wasn't
right. And honestly, man, shout out to the OGs, man.
Yes.
Because that's another reason why I wasn't in the streets heavy either. Number one, my mom, she had a good job, man. We ain't need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna lie. We was in a hood. We was, we grew up on the East End, and we grew up around a lot of hood kids that's, heavy hitters. But it wasn't in us, man. And it's like the OGs, the older drug dealers, man, they looked out. They was more like, yo, not them. Like we was off limits to a degree, like, and then they'll cuss us out. Like, yo, man, I know your mom. Man, get your ass in the house, man. Yeah. So, yo, I'm telling you, like, being was not in the cards for me, man. And like I said, like you gotta shout out the OGs because it's not the same like it was before. It was a community, and they looked out for the kids that they knew didn't belong there.
And that's one of the things I think that the Black community is missing now. The tightness of the community back then. Even though you had hood dudes, there was dudes that would never in a million years disrespect the mom of another nigga. Even if they didn't like that nigga, if their mom came around, they kind of locked it up and moved away. They wasn't shooting
standard
houses. Even the OG convicts in prison, those dudes had a code.
There was a code.
Yeah.
And there's no code now. Slowly but surely it started to deteriorate as the years went on. So now it's like, the money dried up. You know what I'm saying? Like weed is legalized. You can't even make money on weed. You know what I'm saying? It's legal.
True.
That's like,
and then it makes it difficult if you want to get a weed shop. You got to have that bag. There
was nothing wrong with the system of the streets of getting weed. So why? So what's all this? Dispensaries and jars. Nigga used to get it.
But them jars, allegedly, those jars do keep it fresh. Allegedly. That's the word on the street.
I do like the jars. The jars,
that's a good advancement in the technology of transporting their sticky icky. Keep it fresh. Yo.
The jars, that's the upgrade. That's the only good thing about the system is the jars. That's it.
Yo, but when I got a friend of mine who's a partaker, and he keeps his shit in the jars and the other containers, but he has like such a different variety of strains, and they're all like high quality shit.
Yeah. No, my man who helped me out with the medicinal educational purposes. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I do it for educational purposes. The grand, and they change names like every 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is that. You know what I'm saying? That Hubba Bubba glove box. Like, what? I want to.
Once I retire, if I could get the money to open up my own weed shop, I want to name brands of weed. I'm gonna give them retarded name, like a crazy name, like Dinosaur Pussy or something. Or Giraffe Balls.
Dude, I will never smoke a strand called Dinosaur Pussy. I don't care. No, I'm good.
It's gonna be fire, bro. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna have to try some of that dinosaur. At least it wasn't dinosaur dick, which does roll off the tongue a little bit.
Hard pause.
What again? Hard pause.
Hard pause. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some dinosaur.
Can I get some dinosaur? You don't even want to say, can I get some dinosaur? What?
Yeah, can I get DD, please? DD.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Like, no, I'm good. I will never buy that string. You can keep that string. I will never buy it.
I'm gonna do some weird names, man. Yo, you notice I got the 1840 beard going. I shaved off my mustache.
I see you got the Abe Lincoln popping, bro. You look like you about to feed a slave.
Yo, about 47 years ago, I had some of the yak.
4 scores. And I sell dinosaur pussy. Like, no.
No, it's better than dinosaur cock. That's for the suburbs. This is dinosaur dick in the hood. Yo, I'm telling you.
Yo, you're stupid, man. So yeah, needless to say, I will not be supporting your business if that's the strain.
Well, what you
I'll
gonna
support
do?
it.
We gonna have strains named for comfortable shit that make people feel normal, but there's
One
gotta be
normal
some crazy
strain.
names.
Of course, but it's gonna sell. I promise you. You're going to be successful. There's some weird dudes out there. It's like, yo, I need to try that. Yo, you try that hard pause strands? Like
Hard pause. There might be some cats that grab it, dog. But yeah,
hard pause.
Hard pause.
What are we talking about here? We still talking about weed?
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I do want, and this is weird because this is the first time we did the hard pause, because me and Terrell, when we first started this endeavor on the pods, we didn't even have a name for the podcast. I told you how we named it. We wound up naming it the Hard Pause Podcast. I got a friend's Discord I go into, and I always go in that bitch, and I say extra zesty and weird shit around some of my friends. So I would go into there, and I'd be rolling in, and I'd be like, y'all niggas ready to get it real zesty in this bitch? And they'd be like, hell no, pause, nigga, pause. So one drunk night, I changed my name to the Hard Pause Guy.
Yeah, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Y'all niggas ready to cuddle?
Your voice don't help either, bro.
So I did this. So I became the Hard Pause Guy, and our boy Teronis goes, he said, what's the name of your podcast? I said, well, it's just me and Quarter Water, Julian Blaq and Quarter Water TV. He said, yo, you should do the Hard Pause Podcast. I said, you know what? That's a good idea. And I ran it by Terrell. Terrell said, hell yeah, let's rock it.
That's something.
We've been a Hard Pause. Now you can actually track the first to latest episode on Terrell's YouTube, because he started numbering them back before we do. So now, even though I have everything recorded, it's sitting in StreamYard, I still have to go back and upload them all to Anchor. So it goes on Apple Music and all this other stuff. And it's going to be a little bit of a lift. It's not, the computer is going to do all the work, but I just go through it and rename and number them and load them.
Yeah, just tedious work.
Yeah, so I've been planning on sitting some time aside and rocking that and making sure I get that done. So, and then also I created a business site. So we already earned the hardpausepodcast.net, hardpausepodcast.com, and some other bullshit. I got, like, me and Terrell got emails. Terrell's is quarterwatertv at the hardpausepodcast.com, and I got Julian Blaq at the hardpausepodcast.com email. Yeah. I ran through and set that up, but then all of a sudden I stopped and just started focusing on work and other shit.
Nah, listen, man, that's the way to do it, because and honestly, I owe a lot to you and Quarter Water, because when I first started the podcast last year and I was just doing audio, y'all was the first dudes that kind of schooled me on what to do and how to do it. And then with Quarter Water, he like, yo, you got to go visual. And I was kind of staying away from visual because, I'm nervous. I'm like, nah, man, let me just do audio. And then I released the first visual officially this past week, and he was the first person to comment.
Yo,
probably the only person to comment right now. But the support is real.
Yeah, Terrell's a podcast connoisseur. He been rocking with podcasts before they were popular. Yeah. So he and then when I started fucking around, the first podcast I ever recorded was off of an iPad and an iPhone. I was on Anchor, and them shits are still out there. They're in the universe. Julian Blaq, on Apple Music, on Spotify. I got my own Julian Blaq spot. I didn't even create it. I didn't know Spotify bought Anchor. So I got a Julian Blaq spot. But what I want to do for the Hard Pause Podcast, I want to create a Hard Pause Podcast Anchor account. So it's just a Hard Pause Podcast, and we can upload all that shit to there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just under Julian Blaq. It's got his own entity, and then Terrell could control it too. Or whoever else is working on it too, they could control it.
Now listen, man, this is starting this is certainly a new conglomerate for the family in this space. It's a different space, and I definitely love the fact that I can create again. Because you know me, I've been making music since I was making beats since I was 14. I was creating, and I went to school for audio engineering. Showed Chuck everything, and then we was able to create our studio almost 20 years ago. And then it's like, and then as you get older, work, marriage, kids, wife, ex-wife, more kids, you know what I'm saying? So, so you just get caught up with life, and it's like my life became mundane to the point where I needed something to create. Doesn't mean money. I need to create something.
Yeah,
I just need to create.
And that's what my goal. Like, if we could push, like, there's no way in hell we was gonna do any of this without pushing family music. I thought of the idea of pushing our family's music on a social media with everything I was doing. What really made me really want to concentrate more on pushing family's music was the fact that once I got monetized, I couldn't play the music I enjoyed no more because I would get copyrighted.
Right.
I was like, okay, well, my family owned the rights to their music, and
That's
I like their music.
That's right. Listen, I only play family music, and if I have a guest that comes on, I'll play theirs with their permission. That's it. And I make music. Like my theme music, I made it.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I ain't suing me.
my boy, my boy Slumpzero, I've been telling him, I tell him about you, and I played some of the stuff. Yo, I found a DVD. There was an R&B song me and you was working on, and you burnt me a DVD of a cut of it. I found that shit sitting in my basement.
You gotta send it to me because I need all that. Listen, I have so much music that I just have to like listen to, upgrade it or redo it, and then put it back out there. Because it's like I need music for my background, like for the background for the podcast. Because my idea is I'm not the visual. I'm not gonna put the whole thing out there visual because people's attention span is not that great. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. But audio, people listen, like podcasts, they'll put in the ear and work. But watching is more like quick cuts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to put maybe 10, 15 minutes of the podcast visual. Save the whole thing.
But put those short form clips for people.
Put the short form clips out there until it gets whatever. And then, you know.
That's true.
The numbers come back. Maybe I'll get on Patreon. If you want to see the whole thing, pay for that shit.
Yo, what I got to tell you too, like, and it's the huge plus thing too, is that you and your wife, y'all are a very visually appealing couple. Y'all look good together.
Thank you. Listen, I ain't gonna stop, bro. She's on there for a reason because she always gets attention. I'm like, I need some eye candy on here.
But you gotta think about it, man. Both of y'all, the girls will be looking at you, the dudes and the girls will be actually everybody be looking at everybody because there's some weird niggas out here. Y'all appeal to even the motherfuckers you don't want to appeal to. Will be looking like, oh.
Hey, whatever works. I love all my subscribers. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Just don't do stuff with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the support.
Yo, I remember I've been doing this live streaming shit. I started doing it in 2017, right? And I used to always have like gay dudes come in and hit on me. And I never would dog them for hitting on me because one of my boys told me it ain't their fault they got good taste. Just let them know you ain't batting for their team.
You know what it is, though? Listen, I don't want to get canceled for saying this, but fuck it. I treat gay dudes like unattractive women. You ain't my type, nigga. That's all. That's all.
That was actually a mild. That was mild.
I know I'm a handsome nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I think that was that was an Uncle Drew, Kyrie Irving movie with Lil Rel. He was like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So they gonna take their shot.
Yo.
You ain't scoring with me, nigga. That's it. I'm good.
In my stream, I used to have everybody in that bitch. I had like trans people, gay people, but I was always that weird nigga that hung out with everybody. If you gave me good vibes, I hung out with you. I got to tell a story. This is a story. It's a quick story. I was chilling on not Beersley Street, on Mead Street. My grandpa had the house, right? I'm in the basement. On the internet, I met this girl. She was a stud. Never been with a dude, but me and her hit it off and we was cool. So we start hanging out, going out to drink. She would come through the crib and watch movies with me and shit. We was chilling. She was my bro. And then one of my boys came over. He's like, yo, what's up with you and old girl? I said, what do you mean, what's up? He's like, you fucking that? I said, hell no, she gay.
Right.
Why is she at your house? Why you got a bitch at your house that you ain't fucking? Because she's my friend.
Right. They don't understand. That's maturity. Like, dude.
Yeah. She's my friend. And this was my early 20s, like 20, 21.
It wasn't as acceptable as it is now. Back then, you were the trendsetter. You know what I'm saying?
But she was cool, bro. She was my nigga.
I'll tell you something. I have the best time when I kicked it with studs, man. When I was doing my business, my network marketing business, I had this stud on my team. When I tell you, we were a whole vibe in the club. We was down south. We was in North Carolina, Charlotte, the epicenter. Had the whole spot. I mean, when I tell you, she was a vibe. When we went to Cali, vibe, and she was pulling them, pulling them. So yeah, I'm hanging with her.
Yo, shout out to all our stud queens out there.
All the studs, man. Listen, I'm cool with that. That part of the community, I get along with the most. The stud part of the community, I get along with them the most because they the bros.
Yo, and my homegirl, I forgot. There was a time we was together. I forgot she was actually a chick because she never was trying to be a dude. She just dressed real masculine.
Yeah, it was just the vibe she gave off.
She
never looked at like that.
And she liked chicks. So there was a period of time with this particular friend. She decided she was ready for some actual penis, and she asked me to do it. And I was like, "But you my nigga though."
Right. Listen. That's the conversation to have, brother. Like when your nigga like, yo, bro, I want some penis. Like, but you my nigga though. Like, listen, man, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm a woman. I got titties.
I got titties, nigga. Like, no, man.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
I haven't seen her in years, man. I haven't seen her since back then, bro.
Yeah, shout out to my stud community, the ones I know personally. If you hung with me, you know who you are. This is one stud. She's a regular at a hookah lounge downtown Bridgeport.
Okay.
She's a whole vibe. When I tell you, her moves, nigga, I was hating on her moves. I'm looking at her like, okay, let me see if I can do. You know what I'm saying? Because her moves is crazy. Like attracting females. I'm like, okay, I see why. I had to take notes. So shout out to them, man.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. If one of my daughters decided to be a stud, I'll buy all her flannel shirts. She have all her do-rags funded by Pops, all of her Tims.
My second born is part of that squad, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my second born. Yeah.
My daughters, I ain't gonna put their business out there, never mind. But
but listen,
I ain't got none of them that's like strictly on that team. They might like sway over there every now and again.
Yeah, I got 4 boys.
Okay.
I got 4 boys now. It took me a while to get used to it, but I love it now. Like I talk to them like, what's up, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a different daddy to girls. Like my stepdaughter, 5 years old, and my other one's 12, but they're girly.
Yep.
But my second born, that's my son now. You know, it's like
to segue against to segue what you're saying. We different with women. Period. Like I had a friend of mine. I had a male friend that was doing some shit that I deemed as bitch like, and he was getting on my nerves. And I kind of cussed this nigga out a little bit. Right. And then my friend was like, well, why you mad? You know what I'm saying? I do that all the time. I say, yeah, but you a broad. You a girl.
Right.
Like,
we treat them differently.
Yeah. Because I said, fast forward, like rewind. Me and her, when we were first getting to be new friends, I was working like long shifts at work. And then I still was doing long streams. I would get on and do 8 to 10 hour streams every day after getting off a 10-hour shift at work. Because people was in there talking to me the whole time, so I would stay on the stream. So
you had to engage the crowd.
yeah, so I I got off, I did my stream, it was the weekend, and I was sitting there talking to her, and I was trying to get her to tell me what she was trying to say. She had something on her chest. She bullshitted so long that when she finally told me, I fell asleep. And if she was upset, she felt disrespected. And I was like, yo, I kissed her ass, but I told her, if you was my nigga, I would have said, yo, listen, nigga, you the one that bullshitted at telling me, you know I'm tired. And you're gonna wait this long time. Get over it and tell me now. I'm awake now. Don't waste time again so I fall asleep on your bitch ass. That's what I said. That's how my boys got it. With you got an apology. You got caught.
You was a little more.
Oh hell yeah!
A little more kind with it. Yeah, a little more patient.
That shit don't work with the feminine folks because they don't like they need and deserve to be treated, especially when they're a sweet person. If they're a nice, caring person, an emotional person, you don't want to hurt their feelings.
And it's not to say that females can't take it like men can, but it's like you still
hard pause.
But it's more like I view women as like wine glass versus a plastic cup. Like you handle them with care.
Yes.
Not that they're soft, but they're precious. They're special. They're priceless. They're fragile in the sense of if you don't want to break it because it's something to admire. Because there's women that they take it.
Oh,
they can take stuff. There's dudes that's more sensitive than women. So
I got several female friends like that are like tough. They got nigga tendencies. That's what I call them. I said they got nigga tendencies. Their sense of humor is fucking very, 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 very morbid, and they say shit and they find shit funny. Like one time we were sitting in a voice chat on Discord, and we was talking about how with my generation, and it's your generation too, how we don't talk sexual about the women that's our lady. We never gonna talk with our boys about sexual shit.
No. If you love her. If you're my wife, fiance, girlfriend, I ain't saying none of my niggas.
And then I try to figure out the most offensive way to say it because we had a couple girls in here, but the girls were thick-skinned. I said I didn't want my dudes fantasizing about my lady's juicy C word.
Right.
See you next Tuesday. Yo, the girl.
Listen,
the girls
it be like that.
Rolling.
It be like that. Yeah, you don't want to like if you telling me that your girl got all this and that third and be having you call up the wall. I'm intrigued.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, you don't need that. She's trash, bro. As long as for all you need to know, she's garbage. Garbage. Stay away.
Don't have that either. They'll tell their girls all about their dude, and their girls be fantasizing about their dude.
Don't do that. All it's the purposes to my fiance's people, I am garbage.
Yeah. but you with your fiance, she's your lady. That's why I said, like, even with me, when I got a girl I'm focusing on, I see hot bitches, but I'm not focusing on them. I'm focusing on my lady. I don't put myself in situations to where it could seem wrong. So I don't invite bitches around. I don't have bitches around. I don't go places where there's a lot of bitches. And here's what I try to tell people. They don't believe this shit. You can fall in love with more than one person. If you out there and you in love with a broad, you can love that broad and you can still take some pussy from the other side and be in love with that bitch too. You could.
I've been there. Yeah. There was a point in my life now. I was in love with 3 bitches, man.
Here's the deal. They offered a morsel of peace. They all offered something to comfort.
If you put them all together, they was the perfect girlfriend.
Yeah.
I just had them divided into 3 at the time. They don't know it. They know it now. I ain't gonna say which time in my life, so still a mystery.
Yo, and that's why I tell niggas like the best thing you do is just like as a man, you can have some sort of self-control over the situation. You have some sort of like even I told my girl, I said, yo, I'm old. I know I can't fight. if a nigga come to fight me, they're gonna probably lose their life because I'm gonna leave, and if they keep following me, I'm gonna shoot them.
I haven't had physical fist fight in years. My knees hurt, my back hurt.
Same.
I am not tussling with these young niggas over no bra, bro.
Hell no.
Like, you just gonna get popped. I'll just be judged by the police. I mean, judged by the jury because I'm too old for this, man.
Here's what my pops told me one day when I was young. He said, "I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6."
Carried by 6, yeah. and I'm not even a violent person, bro. Like I'm always been like, I remember Mark Murphy said this, man. He was like, "Yo, if someone got a problem with you, that's a them problem because you the coolest nigga I know. Like, you one of the coolest dudes." So it's like, if you got a problem with me, that's a you problem. I'm more like but also at the same time, when it comes to my family, I don't got it all. I don't got it all. Like, you know how many times I have to be calmed down because, like, when it comes to my family, I don't think rationally. I don't think logic. I'm very protective. Mm-hmm. Now, I may not be the best protection, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you something, man. We was me and my fiance, we was hanging out one night at a lounge, and a shootout took place. Damn. Feet away from us. And I'm grooving. You know? I got my little 2-step. I'm grooving. Matter of fact, me and the stud was grooving.
Y'all was both in the heterosexual 2-step.
Yeah, we was in the heterosexual 2-step. Guns rang out. Now, mind you, I'm with my lady. We're feet away from the gunshots. My first instinct is
protect.
I'm protect. So I try to dive on top of my lady, but her legs didn't stop. She was running. Like, I was like, "Where the fuck you go?" Like, I'm trying to cover over.
See, away from that loud shit.
So listen, I'm trying to get on top. I'm knocking her over, but her legs never stop moving. But the gunshots get louder and louder. The shooter's coming inside. And but the shooter, it's a shootout, but the person is shooting is protecting the people inside.
Oh, yeah.
From the other shooters, right? I don't know that because my back's turned.
But to be down on the ground is usually the safer option.
Yeah, but she was like, "I'm out." So what I did was, and I'm proud of myself because I felt like, I'm proud of myself in that moment. I made sure that I stood a little taller than her running. So if the bullets did fly, I was going to get hit and not her.
Yeah.
I was proud of myself, nigga. And she never knew because she never looked back. She was out.
But that's what we do. As men, that's what we do.
So
that's what we do.
That was my thinking in that moment. Because, we've been in situations, guns drawn, shootouts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you don't know what you're going to do until it actually happens. I can say, I can do this, do that. But once someone draw the gun out and once some people start shooting, whether you're in the middle of it or you're just a bystander, bystanders get hit too.
Yes.
So like, it's a traumatic situation, and I wish that on nobody. But I just want to be a protector to the best of my ability.
Down to your DNA, protection is ingrained. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad it is because some people ain't.
Yeah, man, you're right. Some people are predators. Some people are predators. They're dangerous niggas, and that's why like even with my ex-wife, who I was married to, she's always had this overprotective nature when it came to the kids, and I shut the fuck up. Whenever she was like, she didn't want them walking anywhere, she didn't want them staying the night anywhere, I did whatever the fuck she said.
You know why? Because they think of women sometimes think of shit way past our thinking ability. Like, I can't even think that far. Mm-hmm. Like, my fiance, I swear, she can take a situation and I'm just dumb. Like, it's cool, you should let them. No, because this can happen, that can happen, that can happen. Then what if this? I'm like, you think of all that.
Yo, Miggity Max, tell Mom I said Happy Mother's Day. Megan Park came in with at dinner, but hilarious.
Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies, man.
So for real.
And Happy Mother's Day to me, said no man ever.
No, that's what I try to tell niggas, man. I was a single dad at 22 years old with a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old. I ain't never tried to claim Mother's Day for me because I got a mom.
Facts.
So I tell
But
them,
no flowers in May, bro.
and it was people was telling me, "Happy Mother's Day." I ain't a mother. I'm a dad.
That's it. I'm a dad.
Listen, she got a mom.
Listen, and mind you, I took in my son as a teenager when his mom kicked him out. So he been living with me since sophomore year of high school, and been with me ever since. But I've never ever tried to step on Mother's Day. And but here's the thing, I get the logic from women because them doing both jobs is actually more than me and you doing both jobs. Because the mother's job is so extensive, we don't do what mothers do. So there's some truth to they're the mother and father, because we can be everything to our kid, but there's a lot of shit that our sons and daughters don't get as us being a single dad, but they get all of that
from their mom.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a product of a single mom. But she even said, my mom even said she raised 4 boys. Rest in peace, Bubba, my foster brother that she took in. And she was like, I could teach you how to be a good person, but I can't teach you how to be a man because I'm not a man.
Yo, Sauce, I never knew your mom had adopted Bubba. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Bubba was always there.
He was always there because he lived with us.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Bubba, man. I was just looking at his Instagram the other day, man.
Listen, when I tell you, Bob was one of my favorite people. Yo, we went through a lot of things together, bro. A lot. I remember one time, my Chuck had beef out in Massachusetts.
Wow.
And me and Bubba hit up some of our people to get a little something to hold on to, and we was really going to carry it across state lines. And Bub was riding with me, and Chuck called us like, "Yo, turn around, man. Turn around. It's not that serious, bro." That's the first time I ever was gonna ride on somebody. Like I was going like, again, not thinking overly protective over my family. Bub's the one that grabbed what we needed.
Yo, rest in peace, Bubba, man.
I picked that nigga up like from Minister Society. He looked like that. I picked Bubba. He was crossing
I wish
street.
Bubba was still around, man. He was always that chillest nigga, man.
That was my guy, bro.
Yo,
that was my guy.
And the thing about him, I didn't know that. I just knew I always saw him on Carol Ave.
Yeah, that's my brother. That's my foster brother. My mom took him in legally. Took him in. Did the paperwork, and he lived with us. And then when me and Chuck moved to West Haven, Bob came with us, and then Bob went out to like New Haven after that in his adulthood. He was out there. He was a chef. And
I did see that on his.
Yeah, but his birthday is actually coming up on the 15th, May 15th.
Jesus. You know, that was my anniversary with my ex-wife. We got married on the 15th.
Gotcha. We always
watching. Sorry.
I mean, it's history.
That shit just etched in. That shit just.
Yeah, that's just Nah, but yeah. So I miss Bob though. That was my.
I miss him too.
But back to the protectiveness, man. It's like, and we was talking about Father's Day and Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until me talking just now I realized why women say it and men don't. Because a mother's job is more extensive than a father's job. They're both. That's why there's a balance. You need both.
Yeah.
You know, we produce independence. Mothers produce nurturing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a nice balance.
Facts.
We're lax. We're like, it's all good. Mothers worry. We're more like, he's fine.
We're all good when it comes to our daughters. With our sons, we want them to be men, so we're a little harder on them.
A lot harder on our sons. A lot harder. Listen, it's because you know how tough this world is. So I can't take it easy on you because the world's not. But my daughter, I don't care what the world doing. I'm protecting her.
That's my baby.
That's my baby.
The nigga from the Fugazi podcast, he pointed it out. He said a father's love is nurturing, a mother's love is caring. Like a father's love is more disciplinarian and it pushes shit into a certain way. And you teach a girl, and that's why I said a girl's not. My daughters ain't gonna accept a nigga that treats them worse than what I did.
Facts. They're gonna. You know, this is
I
another
hope.
thing.
I hope.
You are the first person your daughter falls in love with. Now, not in a romantic way, but they
in love.
love you. Like you can show her all the attributes, everything you need in a man. They see it in a daddy first. So when you producing negative and this and the verbally abusive, physically abusive, unloving, she still loves you because you can do no wrong in your daughter's eyes. So she's gonna pick that up. Or she's gonna accept it like, oh, this is normal because my father showed me this is normal.
Yes.
So it's our job to teach our kids what's normal, what's acceptable, and what's not acceptable.
And I always look at it too as like I wasn't a perfect dad because a lot of times, even though I was always there and I try to provide for my kids, sometimes as a successful dude, you gotta go. And that's been over centuries. Like the warriors that provided shit, they were leaving their families and they needed a good woman back to hold the family down.
Yeah.
So the anchor of the family is always going to be a woman.
Always going to be the woman.
Always going to be a woman.
Listen.
That's what makes a house a home. That's what makes a family a family.
Absolutely. Listen, my house, I run it as far as financially, but as far as running it, I'll tell you what, my fiance allows me to feel like I run it.
That's what good women do. They know.
I'm a man of the house, but
and you a little more emotionally intelligent, so you understand you need to leave certain shit alone.
Listen, Promo. The house will fall apart if you left it up to me.
Yeah.
The house will fall apart. My thing is, she's responsible. She sacrifices everything. Like if you leave it up to her, she won't. If push comes to shove, she won't eat to make sure everyone else eats. So she'll take care of the house. That's her job, is to take care of the house. My job is to take care of her. Because she's always gonna put herself last. So it's my job to put her first.
That's awesome.
Still struggling in some areas, but I'm doing better.
Nah, but that's awesome though. Y'all gotta
we have a good dynamic.
I said that the man and woman situation is always a co-dependent relationship. Absolutely. You need each other.
We need each other. Absolutely.
People that act like the world be better off without niggas, they're weird. People that act like the world be better off without women, you're weird.
Yeah, no, we need each other.
We be done.
Right. And honestly, and I don't like the equality talk because it's like we don't do things the same. We're actually the only two separate species of human is male and female.
Mm-hmm.
Our bone structure, the hormones we produce, all these different things, right? So it's like I'd rather us embrace the differences and see that it actually connects with each other, and we together makes better because one without the other, there's no life.
Yo, you okay, if y'all listen to this podcast right now, you're listening to an emotionally intelligent man. So the girls act like they want emotionally intelligent niggas, but most of the girls I talk to are usually unrealistic when it comes to a lot of stuff. And there's men that aren't emotionally intelligent, and they give those niggas the time of day. And I even tell them, I find more circumstances where a woman gives her body to a nigga that doesn't deserve it than I find, because niggas gonna fuck anything and everything.
That's true.
They give themselves up to the wrong dudes.
Yeah, you know what it is? The screening process isn't long enough for the female. Give enough time, the fuck boy will reveal himself.
I think this plus on that, addition to that is the problem is that some people are planning in the women's heads that being promiscuous is empowering.
It's not.
That throwing that pussy out. Because I even had to tell a friend of mine recently, she found a dude that she really liked, right?
Right.
She feels vulnerable because she wants to give herself to him. And I told her, I said, you're panicking right now is because you done gave that pussy up to a bunch of niggas that don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm. And now this one deserves it.
You thought it gave you power, but it didn't. Yeah. All it did was give you some nuts. And now you you realize that it's not, and you're panicking. I was like, that didn't give you power. Now you at a high ass body count that you're embarrassed about, that you can't tell anyone with, and you fucked a lot of dudes who didn't even deserve to be in the same room with you
at all. And you know what's crazy? It's the self-control is the biggest flex. The biggest flex is like, ain't nobody touch this. Ain't none of you dusty, crusty niggas touch this. You know what I'm saying? So that puts your value at a higher level. And even if a girl had a body count, you can readjust, rearrange, and get that power back.
You can, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, there's some mileage on that damn whip, but you know.
Definitely some mileage on that hoe.
Yeah, but you know, if you put in the transmission that hoe, you be straight. Yo, I gotta jump off, bro. But yo, man, I love this, man. I love you, bro. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate you inviting me on, and we do this again next week.
Yo, we always every week we got to roll in. We got to roll a crew into the Lost and the Sauce again. I got to see you and Terrell have some exchange, and you and Mark have some exchange. Every time the Mel group or our family get together, I always have a good time. I can't lie.
And once I learn how to do something like this with my podcast, I got you. I need you on there.
You got it easy. If you look up StreamYard, you got that shit on live.
Cool.
You can just throw it and record it. You can actually record. We could have did this shit recording. But yo, go do your thug tizzle.
Right. Appreciate you, man.
Yo, much love, man. Thanks for hanging with me, cuz.
Appreciate it, man. Loved it.
Love you too, big dog.
Yep.
Yo, thank all you folks for coming into the Hard Pause podcast. Me and Sauce, this was a weird ass episode. Me and Sauce sat here talking for a few. It's Mother's Day. I'm the only dude. Oh shit, I got all these extra gray hairs up under my mustache. I shaved my shit off for the Abraham Lincoln vibe, but I got these extra hairs up under the mustache. Them shits are white as fuck. That shit's weird. Damn. All right. But anyway, fast forward. Yo, thank you guys for coming in. In the background, actually, we got Slump shit. My boy Slump.
Y'all taking notice, I've been so can't fuck with me. Y'all can't vote, sleeping on me, but I'm hella woke.
It's called seasoning.
Turned up where all my niggas fuck 6 hoes, get 6 figures. Dragon flame like Luke Kane. Bitch, we'll come back. I'm more than on your fucking girl, boy. I hit her with that long back. If you think about pulling up a smoke,
yeah, that's my boy. Well, thank you guys for rolling into the podcast. I appreciate all of you that rolled in. And next Sunday we'll be back down to the regular repertoire, and we'll have Quarter Water TV. We'll have everybody online that can make it, because sometimes we do have difficulty. Everybody's doing grown man shit. They all living their lives and doing other things, so sometimes we can't make it to the pod, but we got it. Yo, much love. Hard pause. Water gang. Hard pause. Much love. I'll see you folks next week.
Get shifty, gotta watch my bag, won't make it past 50. I don't give a fuck, long as my niggas with me. Never give a damn, just trying to get swifty. Up on the bike and my nigga be swerving. Bitches be aching, niggas be hurting. Trying to copy spec, they said it be lurking. All my soul, y'all fools fucking be irking. I'm gonna grind, yeah, nigga, we made it. Take a step back and not demonstrate it. Why is you mad? Know that you hate it, but one day I know you gon' appreciate it.